Hey guys, so this is my weekly Wednesday Live. This week I want to talk to you about how to make the most out of your workouts. I talk a lot about time management. I work with a lot of people that are really busy, that have limited time, whether it's due to professional obligations or family life or social life or all of the above. Most of my clients want to get into the gym, work hard, get good results, get out and get on with their lives. But I see people making a lot of similar mistakes, looking at other people throughout the gym, talking to my friends about their workouts. There are a lot of things that people are doing regularly that are wasting time in the gym and causing them to get lackluster results for the time that they're able to afford to invest. So today I want to talk to you about 4 of my favorite strategies to get the most out of your workouts. Okay, so first strategy is to record and track your workouts. So this is so important and it's so often neglected. It's actually kind of infrequent that I even see people out in the gym writing down their workouts on their phone or with a notebook. And if you're not doing this, you're leaving so much potential for progress and for evaluation on the table. So I've been tracking my workouts for literally for years. I have a pile of notebooks. I put a photo of this on Instagram once, but I have a pile of past training notebooks that I've taken throughout the years. Just about every single workout I've done since I started lifting weights, I've written down. This is valuable for a couple of reasons. First of all, it allows me to assess what is working and what is not working. So I'm going to talk about programming in a little bit, but just in general, if you come to the gym and you do a bunch of random stuff, you're not going to remember what you did. You're not going to know if certain types of exercises are progressing. You're not going to know if a certain style of training is helping you get to your goals. You have to write this stuff down so that you can come back and look at it, at the end of a program or at the end of a month of training and see, okay, what is working and what's not working. If you just come to the gym and you don't write down what you do, you're also very likely to forget what you did. People will tell me, oh, I remember what I did. And while you might remember, a week before, you might remember a handful of lifetime PRs on big lifts that you've spent a lot of time training. There's just no way that you remember everything that you've done, all of the numbers on different lifts, your best record on a certain rep range on a certain lift. Like, I call bullshit on people that say they remember all of their lifts. Especially if you're a busy person and you have a lot going on, you just are not going to be able to commit that kind of bandwidth to remember those numbers. So write down what you've done. It'll allow you to track your progress, like I said, to evaluate what's working. And then also it's just fun to look back and see how far you've come, especially if you're feeling frustrated. Sometimes you need that actual hard data to look at and say, okay, I actually, maybe I haven't accomplished my overarching goal, but I have added quite a lot of progress in this particular area. And that's really motivating. But if you haven't written stuff down, you're much more likely to forget that kind of stuff. So first things first, you need to be writing down your workouts. You need to be tracking them. Write down all the exercises you did, the sets and reps and weights you use. And if you're someone who really likes to get into the data, it might also be helpful to write down how you felt. Maybe this workout felt really great. This exercise caused you some discomfort. You made XYZ modification. You really can't be too detailed, but at least get down the bare minimum of what you did in the workout. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to minimize distractions when you're at the gym. So in our digital world, people always have their phones, and I'm definitely someone who is spends a lot of time on my phone. But when you're in the gym, especially if you have minimal time, you really don't need to be wasting time taking work calls, answering emails, scrolling through social media. I would recommend, honestly, keeping your phone out of your hands during the workout. If it's possible to just leave it in the locker room or leave it in your car. The exception to this would be if you are tracking your workouts on your phone, because tracking your workouts is important, as we just said, or if you listen to music on your phone. But even then, I would make sure that you're not actively doing stuff on your phone. Get your music situated or get your workout app up and running. Turn your phone on airplane mode. Turn your phone on do not disturb, something so that you're not going to be bombarded with incoming stuff. So that's the first thing is, get off your phone, focus on what you're doing. Now, to elaborate on focus on what you're doing, if you want to get the most out of your workouts, it's great to set intentions and to really focus on the exact exercises and the sets as you're going through them. So, for example, if you're someone whose goal is to build muscle, it's very important to tap into the mind-muscle connection. So when you're doing a bicep curl, for example, you should be feeling your biceps working. If you're doing a back exercise, you should be feeling your back working. And if you're not feeling that, then you need to really dial in. Maybe you need to adjust your form or weight, but if you're not paying attention, then you won't know. You might be performing an exercise incorrectly or in a way that's kind of wasting your time and not getting you where you want to go. Now, if your goal is more performance-based, like you're trying to get stronger, or you're trying to move faster, be more powerful, you also need to focus. You need to focus on your efficiency, your setup and execution of the exercise. If you're doing power work, your intention. So if you're doing a medicine ball slam, you don't just want to casually drop the ball. You want to throw it as hard as you possibly can. And this stuff takes mental focus. So the more you can be clear on why you're doing a certain exercise, what your intention is, or your overall goal in the gym, the more you can direct your focus appropriately, so you can really maximize the benefit that you're getting from that exercise and not just constantly going through the motions. So focus is a two-pronged thing. You need to remove distractions, and then you need to really be intentional about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then go all in on the set with what you're thinking about. The third thing is to pay attention to your rest intervals. So a few years ago, when I first moved to San Francisco, I did a workout program. It was a free program that I got online. It was a good program. I've actually written about it or cited it in some articles I've written. But one of the parts of the program was that all of my rest intervals were timed. I had a limit on how much rest I could take in between exercises. And in the past, my early years of training, once I got serious about it, there was a lot of powerlifting training, so I was doing a lot of really heavy stuff, and I would take a ton of rest in between sets, which is necessary if you're trying to do heavy doubles or singles. But I hadn't really done a timed rest sort of program before, and I was amazed at how challenging it was, and how much my heart rate was up, and how I felt like I wasn't able to lift as much weight on things, because I really wasn't in shape in that avenue. I was taking way too much rest, and this really kicked my butt. So since that time, I've paid a lot more attention to my rest intervals, and I do the same with my clients. Now, I've written a blog post on this, and I'll link it in the comments to give you some specific recommendations for rest intervals. But in general, unless you're doing very heavy, like barbell work, doubles, singles, triples, that require a lot of rest, all of your rest intervals in the gym should be below 2 minutes. And most of them should be within the 30 to 90 second range, okay? So if you've never paid attention to your rest before, and you're just kind of waiting till you're ready to go at the gym, or dillying and dallying around, I would time it. I would use your phone or use a stopwatch or something, but try to keep yourself honest and see how much quicker you move through the workouts, and actually how much more you feel like you got a good workout just by keeping your rest intervals a little shorter. So that's the third thing, is pay attention to your rest, use appropriate rest intervals, and don't waste a lot of time talking to people in between sets or on your phone. As I already said, just keep things moving. The fourth thing that's really important to get the most out of your workouts, something I talk about a lot, is getting on a program. So if you come to the gym and you're like, okay, this is chest day, or this is squat day, and you have maybe one or two things in mind that you want to do, and the rest of it is you're sort of wandering around the gym, what equipment is free, what do I feel like doing, what do I like doing, that's just not a great way to see good, sustained, long-term progress. So you need to be on a program that's taking you from the point where you're at now, at least a couple of steps closer to where you want to be. Whether that's, changing your body, losing weight or gaining muscle, whether it's getting stronger, squatting XYZ amount of weight, you have to be on a program that is specifically going to take you there. And once you do that, it saves you a lot of time and mental energy, because you've signed up with a coach or you've purchased a program. You just show up to the gym, and all you have to do is execute. You don't have to waste any time deciding what you're going to do, or wandering around, or looking for equipment. So it really helps you maximize your training. You know what you're going to do. You have your intentions set. You know exactly what exercises and where they are in the gym, and you just show up and do it. So that's really a great way to make the most of your time, not only to not waste time at the gym, but also to see better progress, more continuous progress towards your goals. So just to summarize, there are 4 strategies that I really like to get the most out of your workouts and to see better results in less time. The first is to always track your workouts, record the sets, the reps, the weights, and exercises at the bare minimum. Beyond that, you could talk about how you felt during the session or anything that is relevant to you. But if you're not tracking all of your workouts, you won't have a way to see what's working and what's not working, to track your progress long term and actually remember everything that you did. And it's fun to look back and see how far you've come. So track all of your workouts. Second thing is to minimize distractions and to focus at the gym. So minimizing distractions usually means putting your phone away. Save your phone for tracking your workouts or timing rests, and listening to music only. If possible, even leave it in the locker room, because it's such a distraction for so many people. And then be intentional and focus on what you're doing. Focus on feeling a particular muscle working. Focus on your form. Focus on power and being explosive. Whatever you're training, you need to have an intention set, and then you need to execute that intention to get the most out of the exercise. Third thing is to time your rest. So if you're someone who's never paid much attention to your rest, you might be taking way too much rest. You might be taking more than you need, wasting time. You might get a better workout in if you can keep your rest a little shorter. Typically, most things at the gym, I would recommend like 60 seconds, maybe 90 if it's a little harder, 2 minutes if it's something that is quite challenging. If it's something that's a little bit less intensity, like arm exercises, you can get away with as little as like 30 seconds rest. But keep a timer on, keep your stopwatch out, and pay attention to this and see if you can get more done in your workout. And then the last thing is always to be on some sort of a program, whether it's working with a coach or a program that you found or purchased online, something that's going to take all of the guesswork out of the equation, so when you show up to the gym, you're just able to execute and not have to worry about what you're going to do, and know that if you follow the program and you really stick with it over the duration of the program, that you're going to get a few steps closer to your goal. So if you guys have any thoughts on this, I'd love to hear from you. You can drop it in the comments or shoot me a DM. And otherwise, have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching.